Hello and welcome to EGW Writings Tech Tips. I'm your host, Darryl Thompson. Thank you for joining us today in another of our series on learning how to use the new EGW Writing software for the Mac. I'm going to be showing you today how to use search, but in more detail than just general search. That was for another tutorial. Today we're going to learn about content filters, we're going to learn about search filters, and we're going to learn about sort filters. Now, sorting is a wonderful little filter that we have created within this app so that you can sort the results not just in the content sequence that we've used traditionally, but you could use weighted relevancy that works much like Google. It will put all the EGW Writings results first in the most relevant result with the earliest writings leading up to her later writings. But then we have other sort filters like earliest first or latest first, or you can search by the writings just within her lifetime, and that's searching within the lifetime works. Or you can use the filter for compilations and look from the books that were being published during the Ellen G. White estate's period of time from 1918 until now. Now we also have in there collection filters, which you can sort between the writings and the Bible and Ellen White's writings and also the Avenir's Pioneer Library. Now all those filters are all built within search to help you find quickly the result that you may be looking for. Because if you type in the word, say, Jesus Christ, you'll probably find more than 100,000 results. How do you go to the book and the result that you want to see is by using these filters. Now the best way to show you how to use them is actually demonstrate it to you. So in front of me here you can see that when I type in the word hope, I have here, when I click on this sort filter, you can see the list of the different type of sort options that I have. Now in the little search help here, one of the other common things that people search for, of course, is words, and I gave you an example of searching for words with the word education before. But maybe I want to search for words within a book. So if I come up here, and once again I can do that either by a book code or by a book title, either way will work, and then I can type after my book code or title the word that I wish to search for, and it will automatically filter the results from Just Steps to Christ for the word Jesus. Now, I'll give you an example too, like I did before. If I come in here and type education and then type greatest want, you will notice when I hit enter here that it filters for the words greatest want in the book education. Now, if I want to look for a phrase, and that's another thing in the little question mark that shows up. Sometimes people want to type, a series of words, but sometimes they want that to be an exact phrase sequence. You just put double quotes around it. So you can see here, if I wanted to have search for greatest want of the world, I'll just click on that and it gives my example up here. You'll notice that greatest want of the world, the result opens up for me. And you'll notice every result is an exact match. It's a perfect phrase. Okay, so there we go there. We're going through for the greatest one of the world. You can see how many results there are by listing down here. You can see down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. Now, something I do want to point out in the search results is what you can see in the little header of every search results. So as I hinted just a second ago, how many search results do I have is I can see the number down here. The total number is in blue up here. So how many search results I got. It will be in blue. We only get up to 99,000. After that, it won't display. It will just go plus, 99,000 plus. That means there are more than 99,000 results. But here we have 7 results, and we can see a 7 up here. And if I scroll down, yes, we only have the 7. Now, in the header, as I was saying a second ago, we have the number 1, so that's your search result number. The second EGW letters here designates the author. The third octet here designates 1953. That is the published year of that book. And then we have the book code, counsels to ministers, teachers, parents, teachers, and ministers. And that's page 54, paragraph 4. So that's where the result is. And you can see that listed on every result as we go down. Now you can see that the highlights here are in blue. And that designates that it comes from Ellen White's writings. and everything that's the same color code on the left-hand side. If a result came back in yellow, that would designate that it comes from the reference section. If it comes back in red, that designates that it comes from the Bible section. And if it comes in green, it designates that it's from Adventist Pioneer Library. So if you're wanting to be searching from EGW Writings and only, you'll know that you're in EGW Writings results if you see the results listed there in blue. So you do have some sorting filters that you have related to search. And this little up and down arrow here, this here is your search sequence. So let me give a different one that gives a few more results. So let me type here, and I'll type greatest, and then I'll put world. Okay, so I'm bringing up greatest and world. There are 1,891 results. Now, there is two things that we do here within search. You can do exact match and then followed by root word match. What does that mean? Well, greatest, there is many different forms of the word greatest. There's like great, greatest, I don't know what other there are, but there's going to be multiple. Now, what are they? I can come up here in the little search filter, and I can click on here. And when I click here on the little search filter line, you can see here that it's doing what I said, exact match first and then root words. If I select here exact word match, the results will change. My total number of results will change. So you can see here drop from 1,800 to 1,785. Now, if I come down here and click root word match only, and then you can see there is 106 results in the root. So like world or worlds will be, and there should be, if I scroll down through some of those results, it will probably find great somewhere maybe. If she mentions that, that will be there as well. But you can see it has different worlds with apostrophe, it's possessive, worlds without apostrophe S, and it will give different forms. So that can help you in your search if you're typing for a word or searching for a word that you're not sure what Ellen White's vocabulary was. Now remember, she wrote in 19th century English, over 100, between, on average, say 150 years ago, because she started writing in 1844 and wrote all the way through to her death in 1915, across her 70 years of ministry. So she was writing, but largely in the 19th century and then the early 20th century. So as you can see here in the results, that's what the root, and you can choose here what you would like to do. Now, some of the other options, and I like to have exact and then root because it will list them in that order. Some of the other things that you can do, which is very useful, is you can filter to earliest first so that the results, instead of being listed here in chronological order down through the tree, that was the first option that you saw, which is content sequence, the content sequence of how the books appear in the tree. So you would see Acts of the Apostles results first, as you can see, and then we would go on down through Adventist Home and Appeal from Others. That's content sequence. The next one here is weighted relevancy. Weighted relevancy is exactly like Google, except we've weighted it to Ellen White results first. Relevancy will give you results across the entire database, not just Ellen White's writings. Then earliest first will list the results first, and then that come with the first earliest publishing date, unless there's a publishing date that we weren't able to find. So those books, which there are a few in the manuscripts that we don't know their published date, and so they come up with a 0 published date. So you see them listed here first. See, the PH designates pamphlets, and then you can have latest first. So books that we've published in the last few years will be listed first. So like Principles for Christian Leaders was published in 2018, and you can see that listed here. So you can sort that. My most favorite one that I like to use is exact match first, and then weighted relevancy, because it puts Ellen White's results, filters to that, and it gives you the most relevant words, just like Google does in their search results. And as you can see, it's coming from letters and manuscripts. We try to, in the results, skew them towards her earlier publications, and it will also go through the first 200 results, and it will sort them to make sure that there are no duplicates in that first 100 results. It will put, if there's several hundred results here, and we know how many results that we have 1,891. So it will put the duplicates in the second set of 200, and the first set of 100 will be quite unique. So it's a great way of, coming down, searching and finding your results. As you can see, we're dropping through the pamphlets and then the periodicals and then books. What we've done is it ranks and gives a score to every paragraph and ranks it to the paragraphs that mention those words the most through either their headings or titles, or through how many times that it scores that paragraph with how many times the words appear within it. And you can find some fantastic sentences that way. I believe it's much better than the content sequence, and that's the method that we've had previously used for the past couple of decades, but now I like to use the weighted relevancy, and the weighted relevancy is actually the default method of search that we've added to our new EGWWritings.org website. Okay, so that is here what I've listed and sort of explained through. Now, something else that you can come up here, you can filter here also on the collections when you're filtering in search. And you can come over here and you could actually go and say, well, I just want to look in my Bible. So if I come up here in my search results and I put Jesus Christ, and then I search here, I am going to only get results now from my Bible. And notice, like before, the color is what? It's red. That designates that it comes from Scripture. Now I can change the filter over here to just lifetime works. These are the books that Ellen White published during her lifetime, and the results come up here for the words Jesus Christ that she mentioned 26,339 times. But if you want to know exactly, you probably better come down and click the exact word match. Okay, there we go. So we know that she had 25,770 times during the books that were published in her lifetime. So that's the lifetime works, and the results will only come from there. But if you want to go, like I mentioned a second ago, to compilations, you can link there, and it will sort all the search results from only the books published by the White estate. Now there's some other filters here. As you can see, you can actually filter to all collections, which is not the default. The EGW collections is the default search filter, like the EGW collections. But if you want to look across all collections, then you would filter here. Now that brings in Bible and reference and Adventist Pioneer Library and all those other areas as well in your search results. So that's your 5 different areas of the base filters that you have here. And then under here, you can also come down and you can filter directly in your history. So if I want to go like to the Great Controversy, it would filter the results back in my history. So that's very useful for flipping back and forth between results within a book. Now, if you're actually, in the reader, let's say, for example, maybe I've turned the search results off to get more space, I can actually step through my results by clicking over here. So you can come over here and you can click through the results there if you like. Or you can come down here and click on my results, moving down along here as well. All right, so basically that's a lot of the little areas here on search. Now there is one other little area in here. If you want to see this little magnifying glass before the word, if you click here, this lists all the history. In my last 99. When I say all, it's the last 99 history. So you can see that I can come back and I can open up my search results from clicking right there in that little magnifying glass at the beginning of my text entry box. If you want to put in a new search result, you can click up delete, and then you can type in something new. And I'm going to type in God's work, and I get a new result. Now, if I click on a result and then click back up in here, if you can either click the X or you can just triple click, and then it will select everything in there. So either way, click on the X to delete or triple click, and then start to type again. And away you go, you get a new result. Now, what you'll notice here in these little tiny accordion things is we'll always look for a match. If it says partial match, This is useful. You can open it up. If that word appears in one of the titles, it will give you a partial match to the title. It won't open the book up. It just gives you a partial match to it. So if I say, oh, I have a book and I know it's something about councils. All right. So what it will do, it will open up here and it will say there's a partial match to 15 books because there actually are 15 books. Ellen White wrote a lot of councils in her lifetime for the church. And there are 15 books and you can go, what was that? That's the book I was after, Councils on Diets and Foods. And there it is and it will open up. So you can use that partial match filter that's there as well. And if I collapse that, it actually then lists all my search results for councils. So we've built that handy little tiny title search feature within the app. Now, when you're actually working through this over here, there's another way which you can use to filter, and that's over the tree. So you notice over here in the tree, if I come over here and I deselect, so if I click on English and deselect all means search all. Okay, so say for example, I'm going to come back to the home screen here and I'm going to be searching for the word councils. Let's see if there's any councils, the word councils in searching in Acts of the Apostles. And I can place a little check mark there. And when I place a little check mark there and open up my search results, it's only going to filter instantly to Acts of the Apostles. Now I can uncheck Acts of the Apostles, for example. I can close it and come down in, let's say, what book do I want to look in here now? All right, let's go in Councils on Diets and Foods. And I select that, and instantly I get the results from Councils on Diets and Foods. CD is Councils on Diets and Foods. So that's another way. Now you can do multiple books. You don't just have to do one book. You can come down here and select multiple books, and then the results will continue to grow as you find it. So if I go like Gospel Workers, and I click on there, my search results start to increase. If I come up here in Education, my search result increased by 1. So you can see I can start to add books and do a custom sort search filter for my results, and I can go through. And if I want to export the results down here, I can share those results, I can print those results, or I can copy the results. See those 3 icons down the bottom? So if I click on copy, it will copy just the first results. There's 29 here, so it's only going to be 29, but it'll only do the first 100 results. And you can copy it and then take those results across and post it into Word. And you know that you're doing a custom search results because it puts the word up here, custom. If I want to go back to the default, all I need to do is come back, click on EGW Writings, default collection filter, and it'll say EGW collections, and all my check marks go away and I'm back to that default. So you can see in the different results that we've looked at today that you can sort them into either earliest first, latest first, weighted relevancy, or content sequence. You can even sort by collection, you can sort by exact words, or you can sort by root words. There's all these different options that we've built in that look very complicated, but once you've been shown how to use it, it's actually quite simple and useful in helping you filter out and find the exact word, phrase, or book that you may be actually looking for. So I hope this little tutorial today was very beneficial in your daily use of the EGW Writings app. I'm Darryl Thompson. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.